What's going on, Alex here, and today I'm going to take you through my long-term review of the MX Master 3 by Logitech. So this is a Bluetooth mouse that I've been using for over a year now. I've pretty much used it every day, so I have a good experience with it, and yeah, I just want to give my thoughts on it. Alright, so as I said, it's a Bluetooth mouse, but in the box comes a dongle or a USB receiver, and that's just in case your laptop or computer doesn't have Bluetooth capabilities to connect to it. You can just plug that into a USB port and connect the mouse up that way. But luckily I have Bluetooth, so I don't have to use that. And then also in the box it comes with a color matched USB Type-C cable. So this mouse gets charged by USB Type-C, which is really good, and it comes with a nice strong cable to charge it. Alright, so just on the charger, the battery life for this mouse is actually incredible. I could probably go 2 to 3 months between charges, and yeah, it seems to last for forever. So that's obviously a huge bonus for this wireless mouse. Alright, so in terms of design, I think this mouse looks really good. I got the graphite colorway, so that means kind of dark two-tone grey colors, and I think it also comes in a mid-grey colorway, which is more silvery light greys. Yeah, I tend to go for darker colors when I buy these things, but that's just down to personal preference. So it's pretty much all made out of plastic, but then there is this kind of rubber coating on the top that makes it kind of comfortable to use for long periods, and there's grooves and stuff to make you have a bit more grip. And yeah, I think it fits really nicely. It's really comfortable to use. You can use it for hours. Previously I had some crappy Microsoft mouse that kind of hurt after a while, so getting this was a welcome change. And yeah, you could use it for hours, as I said. Alright, so just looking at the buttons on this device, you have 7 in total. So you have the regular left and right click, the scroll wheel itself has a button, there's a little button behind the scroll wheel, and then where your thumb goes is 3 different type of buttons. And then obviously you have the 2 scroll wheels, the normal one and the horizontal one, which I'll talk about in a bit. So then, as I said, there's 3 buttons around where your thumb goes, 1 on the bottom and then 2 to the side. So the one on the bottom is kind of a gesture button. When you press this, you then move the mouse around and you have different gestures that you can set it to. And then beside your thumb, just below the horizontal scroll wheel, are 2 buttons, and you can pick what these do. By default, say on Chrome, these are back and forward through web pages. And then that leads me on to the next part about this mouse, is it comes with an app. So you're suggested to download this Logitech Options app, or Logi Options app. It's a really cool app, and basically what it does is allows you to pick each app on the computer and then decide what each button does on the mouse. So you can pick PowerPoint, and then you can pick one of the buttons for your thumb, and you can say that's going to do this, that's going to erase, undo, redo, whatever you want. You can fully customize it, and like I said, you can do this with all your apps. So Final Cut Pro, Excel, Chrome, Safari, whatever you want, you can pick the app and the button, so there's total customization. I definitely don't do enough customizing on it. I definitely don't use it to its full potential, but the option's there if I ever want to. Alright, so next I want to talk about the scroll wheels, and this is kind of where Logitech separates itself from other mice, and the reason for that is because it uses electromagnetic technology. And basically what that means is you can have hyper fast scrolling. So when you scroll really fast, the magnets kick in and it kind of spins almost like one of those fidget spinners from back in the day. And yeah, if you scroll really slowly, you'll actually feel the different notches like in a normal mouse that you'd expect to feel. So it's really nice for when you're using things like Excel or want to get down to the bottom of a web page. You can just scroll really quickly and you'll get down instantly. And then just behind the scroll wheel, you have a little button that enables you to toggle between the notch scrolling and infinite scrolling, basically. So you can click between the two, but you don't actually have to click it, because if you scroll fast enough, it recognizes. So I actually never click this button, but if you wanted to always be in kind of that free-flowing scroll, you just click this button and it does that. So then on the other scroll wheel, you have one just at your thumb, and basically this is for horizontal scrolling. So for things like Final Cut Pro, it allows you to move left and right on the timeline really easily. Instead of having to click and move the mouse, you can just scroll with this horizontal scroll wheel. And as well on Excel, it's really handy to move across columns instead of having to use the mouse and click and move. It just speeds up everything up, and I actually noticed that when I use a different mouse that doesn't have this option, It's the one thing that I really miss, being able to scroll across, because I use Excel a lot in work and obviously use Final Cut Pro to edit these videos. So without this feature I actually feel a little bit lost. So yeah, that's one of the really good features that I enjoy about this mouse. Okay, so just looking at the bottom of the mouse, you have obviously the on-off switch, and then you have another button that has a number 1, 2 and 3 above it. And basically what that means is you can pair it to up to 3 devices. So if you have 2 computers and a tablet or something like that, you can have them all paired, and then you just toggle by pressing the button once between those and it should connect automatically. I have actually come into some issues where it's not actually recognizing when I switch, and the only thing I can do to fix it is unpair the device and repair it, which is kind of annoying because it's handy to have that feature where you can just toggle between the two of them, and so when it doesn't happen it's quite annoying, but it's an easy fix that doesn't take too long, but it's just kind of an inconvenience, and it's something that you should note. It doesn't happen too often, but yeah, I just thought I'd add it in there because it has happened to me a couple of times. So I just want to mention, as a lefty myself, it's obviously not left-handed. It's kind of designed for a right hand. So luckily I actually use my right hand to use the mouse, but if someone does use their left hand, I'm not sure if many do, it's not made for that. So yeah, you'll have to adjust or get a different mouse. It's not actually ambidextrous, so yeah, that's just something to note if you're a lefty. Overall, I would highly recommend this mouse to anyone who's looking to be just that little bit more productive on their laptop or computer and wants to be comfortable doing it. That's kind of the big thing for me. It's so comfortable to use for long periods of time, and it is a bit pricey. It's about €100, €110, but I think it's worth it. I think it's very comfortable. I think it's the best mouse on the market, and yeah, there's so much customization you can do with the Logi app. And yeah, I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's looking to buy themselves a nice mouse. I am definitely looking forward to when Logitech launch their next iteration of the MX series. I believe it should be this year. I think they do it every 2 years. This one came out in 2019. But yeah, it's still a great mouse for 2021. And I'd highly recommend it. Alright, so that's it for my long-term review of the MX Master 3. Thanks a million for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that, but if not, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.